In this video, we're going to check out the Nissan 400Z, take it for a drive, and see how it feels. Let's jump into this. My name is Nikolai, and this is Joyshift. I like to film and build cool cars in Forza Horizon 5. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you can always be the first one to watch new videos. We're going to learn a whole lot about cars, we're going to customize them, we're going to drive them, and just have a lot of fun with them. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Yo, what's up everybody? So this time, we're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and we were playing modded Grand Theft Auto 5, and in this video, I want to take a look at the new Nissan 400Z. So I actually just got this mansion here right on the beach, super beautiful. It's pretty much golden hour right now, and I'm really enjoying the view. So I feel like, you know what, with a nice new mansion, we really need to take a nice car out for a drive by the beach, and I think it would be really cool. So the new Nissan 400Z just recently came out. It's not actually, available for sale yet, but a lot of people are really excited about this car, and soon, I think within like the next month or so, we will actually be able to buy this car in real life. So I figure it'll be really cool to check it out in Grand Theft Auto 5, and especially with this sunset, I'm so excited to check this out. Oh, this game is so beautiful. I'm definitely loving modded Grand Theft Auto 5. So headed over to the garage, we're actually going to be able to see our cars that we have in this garage, and can we just take a moment to admire how beautiful this is? And check this out, the 400Z. We've got a few other cars in there. We've got the R8 and the 918, but this video is all about the 400Z. Let's take a look at this car. So it just came out, and we haven't even seen it come out to dealerships yet, but man, seeing it in the game, it sure is beautiful, and I really like the timeless design on this car. It really takes a classic design and puts it into a new car, and I think in this color, it definitely looks really good. So looking at the front grille, I think that's the only controversial part, but it does take heritage to the older Z models, so it does make sense. But I think the very rectangle front end is a little bit odd, but you know what, looking at it, it does make sense, and I think it actually is starting to grow on me, and I do think I start to kind of like it now that I look at it a little bit more. But let's go ahead and pull it out of the garage so we can actually get a better look at the car and just see all the details on it. That sounds pretty good starting up, but let's go ahead and pull it out so we can really see how it looks. So check this out, the 400Z. I love the headlights on it. I think it's definitely a good looking car, and I think it's unique. I think that's the main thing. A lot of people definitely don't like the design of it, but I do like it. And I mean, look at those taillights. They definitely look a lot like the 300ZX to me. It's just my opinion, take it for what you will, but I think it definitely takes a lot of bits from all the older Zs and puts them into this newer car. So let's actually check out the interior here, and wow, this looks pretty cool. I like that it's not too like, I guess you could say fancy, like a luxury car. It is still pretty basic and retains the classic formula that you want in a sports car. So like, you have your 3 gauges right there along with your digital gauge up here in the front, and to be honest, I'm a fan of the digital gauge. I think having an analog older one that's like a physical gauge is still much cooler, but the digital one is cool because you can do a lot more with it. Although something I did notice is literally the door handles look like they're straight out of a 370Z, but I guess Nissan is still using their parts bin. But let's go ahead and ride around and see just how does this car feel, because I think it looks good, so let's see if it feels good. This car just fits so well with the look of this mansion. I think it looks really good, so I'm a fanboy over the Z. I really do like this car, and maybe we will own it one day. But man, whoa, that is so slippery just pulling it out. That was okay. So this is definitely going to be a good drift car, I feel like. But let's see how it is. Let's go ahead and floor it. We may need to upgrade this car, but man, it feels like it's definitely pretty stable. But I'm kind of liking this. Okay, that NPC was really weird back there. But what I want to go ahead and do is, because I'm noticing it's understeering a lot here at high speeds. It doesn't, other cars typically don't handle like this. But I feel like with that being said, we should be able to kick it out, because the way it slid out of the garage there was quite interesting. So let's actually go ahead and head over to the docks, because that's where I want to see, can we drift this car? So the docks are going to be the best place to learn how to drift. I feel like we definitely need to learn this car and see how it works before we really take it on the streets and maybe take it on some canyon roads. So I think if we practice here, we will learn the physics of the car, how to drift it, things like that. You guys will come with me along the process, and I think we're really going to enjoy this. So let's see, can we kick it out? Whoa, okay, that is very it understeers a lot because it doesn't have much traction to it. But let's see what we can do here. So maybe if I pull the e-brake. Ooh, that is so slippery. Okay, this is definitely going to take some getting used to. I feel like there's going to be a learning curve to this. Let's see. It feels very slippery. we might actually need to add some traction to this by upgrading the tires, and then also maybe give it some more power because it feels like it's really understeering. So we might have to do some tuning to the car and really see how we can get this to feel better. But right off the bat, you know, in bone stock form, it's quite interesting. Now, granted, this is Grand Theft Auto, so physics are not going to be like the real 400Z, but I think it is still fun to see this car in the game because let's just take a moment to appreciate it. I love this look. I think the headlights are probably my favorite part, along with the silhouette. Like, if you look at it from the side view, that looks pretty sick. And I know that if you get the upgraded package on this car, you can actually have Brembos with it. Hopefully, we'll see a Nismo in the future. I think that'll be really cool, but trying to kick it out here, it definitely has the power to kick out. I think it just takes a learning curve. Like, I was definitely a little confused there in the beginning because it would like want to understeer and then spin out like that. But let's see if we can actually do some changes. So I've gone ahead and tuned the car. I've done an ECU tune, and then we've upgraded the tires. So I think this should help with drifting slightly. And let's see how we can actually manage this car because it is fairly controllable, although it does understeer due to the fact that it doesn't have a lot of traction, which is weird. Typically it doesn't work like that, but this is Grand Theft Auto, so I guess these physics don't apply like they do in real life. But let's see, because it has a little bit more grip, so it is going to be harder to kick out, but I'm hoping by doing so it's going to be a little bit more controllable, trying to maintain the drift. So check this out, and it's, oh, I just keep spinning it out like that. Let's see what we can do. Let's see, can we maintain a longer drift? I think once we get a little bit of practice here, we're going to need to take it over to the canyon roads because that's where it's going to be very interesting to drive. This thing can do donuts all day long, though. It's definitely got the power for it, and it definitely is stable enough for it. And I think now that I'm kind of getting the learning curve going, I'm able to really control it by feathering the throttle, and I'm able to actually use this car for drifting. So to answer the question, can you drift the new 400Z? I think you definitely can, and this is such an interesting car. So definitely with some upgrades to the engine, this thing accelerates a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and do this from the first person perspective because I think this interior is too good to not do that. So let's definitely take it through these corners and see how this car feels because it's definitely understeering. I think that's the main concern here, but it definitely, once you get in the straight, it definitely handles pretty well. And trying to overtake these cars, ooh, it definitely, if I can kick it out, it definitely grips in the corner. Like if I want to keep going and push it, you know, I can definitely give it some gas in the corner. It definitely feels like it understeers turning into it though, which is definitely something you have to learn. So let's go ahead, past that Mini Cooper. This thing, once you actually get the learning curve, it feels incredible. And I do like it. I think definitely just the way this car looks makes up for a lot. Because, you know, a lot of people might say it's controversial, but I think this thing looks really good, and I'm a huge fan of it. Definitely a few things I think I would have changed, but I think, you know, in a Nissan like Nismo 400Z version, that would be pretty cool to see. Get a little listen to it through the tunnel. And now we're flying off the cliff. I think in real life, this car would definitely shine on some mountain roads because this thing is going to be a really fun car, especially with the manual transmission. Ooh, it grips. You know what? It actually, surprisingly, it's interesting how it can do the best of both worlds. So it can drift if I wanted to, but it can also grip up pretty well, although it is something you have to definitely learn, and there's a huge learning curve to it. But I think overall, I definitely do like this car, and I think definitely the way it looks is a huge factor here in just how it feels. But I think especially for Grand Theft Auto 5, it is quite interesting to have a car like this in the game because we don't have this in other games. We really only have this in Grand Theft Auto 5 that I know of. I am curious though, last thing I want to do here is see just how does this car look in other colors, because this orange is very similar to like the R35 GTR orange, but I do want to see how this would look with other colors. So let's go ahead and head over into our garage here because we can see definitely some other colors would look very cool. So what would like a black look like? Like that looks pretty interesting, but I think it's quite boring, although I bet if you clean it up nice it will look good, especially with the silver wheels. I think silver wheels on a black car is always a good way to go. Let's see how silver looks. I'm actually a really big fan of that. I think that does work on the car. And let's see something like a little bit of a different silver. I think those look quite nice. Let's see maybe like a red. What would red look like? Red definitely looks sporty, although I think the red on the 370Z fit it better. I don't know if it fits this car too well, but let's see like a wine red. I love this color. Ooh, a lot of people I feel like are gonna wrap this car this color because a lot of people wrap their car this color in general, but for the 400Z I think that definitely works. Let's just see pink for fun. That actually doesn't look too bad, but definitely not something I would do. And then we already know what orange looks like. Gold, quite interesting. Let's see yellow. Ooh, I like yellow, but I'm also quite biased to yellow because my personal car is yellow. But let's see green. You know what, green with some bronze wheels would actually look really sick. So let's actually customize this here real fast. And I want to head over into wheels and see, can we toss some bronze wheels on here, because that might actually look really nice. So I have a specific set I have in mind. Those look really good. I actually like those a lot. But let's see what other wheel options that we can toss on here. This is what I have in mind. I think this looks really good. So what I want to go ahead and do is head over and change the color of them, because I think in bronze, or like, you know, just a nice color along those lines would look very good. So let's see what kind of options we have. So like that right there does look super sick. I think the green with the bronze is definitely a good wheel combo, and it does look good. Let me know, what color would you guys want this car in? I think this looks really good, and imagine with like some yellow brake calipers, that would be super sick. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy the video and want to see other content just like this one, please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because we're going to have a whole lot more of Forza Horizon 5 and GTA 5 on the channel. So other than that, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.